Hi folks, how's it going? It's time for another GG weekend preview with myself, Chris Graham, and Ross Clarke. We're going to look at 3 key races from this weekend's fair. And first of all, you've been in the news, you've been making the news in the last 40 hours. We'll not touch on it too much because we're going to do a kind of wee separate video which we'll push on our social media channels over the weekend, just Ross's experience of this whole thing, but
the modified whip.
The BHA are going to be changing.
The BHA are going to be stiffening up the penalties.
So your work has been worthwhile because you flagged up on social media.
Yes, me and Andrew Mount got involved because he'd been at Chelmsford as well, another GG kind of contributor. So yeah, it's
all positive.
All positive. Yeah, we'll talk about it.
We'll be in depth.
Yeah.
On another video which you'll be able to watch. But anyway, let's talk about this weekend. We've got Wincanton, and we're going to talk about a big race on Sunday at Navan, the Fortria Chase. We'll start with Wincanton. I'd love to get to Wincanton. If there's one course I'd love to get to Wincanton. It must be a great day. It looks like a really cool, intimate track, and this is the biggest day of the year on Saturday. We'll start with the classiest race, the Elite Hurdle. The betting headed by Fusi Raffles at 4 to 6. Grand Sonse at 4 to 1, and then 10 to 1. The Paul Nichols trained Christopher Wood. Fusi Raffles, it's that horrible racing cliche, could be anything. You think about it, he won the Donis by 9 lengths, then he won at Punchestown. He got that injury after the Donis, who kept him at Cheltenham. 16 to 1 for the champion hurdle this year. That might look really big come Sunday. What do you think about Fusi Raffles here and in the long term?
Yeah, well, he should win today. Today's Saturday. Yeah. He should win Saturday. He's only got Grand Sonse to beat. Grand Sonse likes Wincanton's won the Kingwell Hurdle there, so you know it's a good test first time back for Fusi Raffles. But you've got to remember when he won the Grade 1 novice at Punchestown at the Punchestown Festival, he actually beat Fakir Duderi by further than Pentland Hills had beat him in the Triumph Hurdle. So, you know, the form stacks up pretty well. You're right, could be anything. Got to come and see him do it, but he's one horse that I'm really excited about seeing this year. See how he progresses, should win this, should go on to better things, and I'll be very surprised if he's not one of the leading kind of hurdlers at some point.
Well, it looks a fairly weakish division with a classical dream for Ireland who could be a real superstar, but the UK battalion are pretty weak. There still up there, which I can't have. So this guy could be the sort of flagship horse.
The British Hope. It definitely could be.
And from a betting point of view in this race,
I mean, there'll be a few.
At what point would you excite about Fusi Raffles?
I don't think he'll ever get big enough to be too excited. You'll get a lot of probably each way thieves trying to take some of the 7 to 2, 3 to 1 about Grand Sonse. That's probably the way to play. But you know, probably one not to really bet, but to have a close eye on a potential star.
Sure, much more competitive race is the Badger Beers. Used to be known as the Badger Ales. Before that, it used to be known as the Badger Beers as well. So it's gone full circle back to what it used to be back in the day. The Badger Beers, the betting headed by the Colin Tizard trained White Moon at 4 to 1 as I speak. Present Man, of course, going for a 3rd consecutive victory in this race, 5 to 1. Give Me a Copper, who was a big gamble on that for the Ultima in March, which was fruitless, 6 to 1, and then Justice Thing 9 to 1, and the veteran Young Master at 10 to 1. What's your angle on this really intriguing handicap?
Yeah, great race, I think. Competitive handicap. White Moon fell obviously last time, and he looked as if he was going to come and win. Has the fall taken something out of him? Will he come on for the run? Who knows? Present Man, £4 higher than when he won the race last year. Was also given wind surgery, kind of in the middle of the year last year. Is he going to be at his best? I'll take him on, and I'm going to take him on with a talking horse, which I don't really normally like to do. But Give Me a Copper. He's still really lightly raced. He may be a 9-year-old, but I think he's only had 5 starts over fences.
Sure.
As you say, it was a huge gamble for the Ultimate at Cheltenham. Ran okay. You know, up to a point, faded late on. I think he fell, did he fall? I think he fell late on in
did,
that.
he
I
did,
think he fell late on actually when he getting a bit
Yeah,
tired.
he was 4th in the Bet365 in April.
Yeah, good run.
Much better run.
Good run over further than this.
Yeah.
He had, Paul Nicholls gave him Gold Cup and Grand National entries last year.
So they obviously think a lot of him.
They obviously think he's got some class. I think he's got a touch of class somewhere. I don't think we've seen the best of him yet.
Yeah.
I think this is an ideal comeback. He could potentially be a Grand National horse for this year. So I'd keep him in mind for Aintree further down the road, but this could be a good spot to come back in, and I'll take him for win purposes. And
I know where this is going.
you know where this is going. Obviously, I put him up for the Ascot race last week, Whisper.
Yeah.
Taken out because the ground, the rain was against him. But this is even better ground, good ground at the moment at Wincanton. Perfect conditions for him. As I say, he didn't run too badly at Chepstow, I don't think, on his comeback run, even though he finished last. Yep, Stone last, 10th of 10, but don't let that put you off. Daryl Jacobs on board, 50 to 1, what is he, 33 to 1, 40 to 1 again. There's another couple of quid each way this time. I quite like the fact he was taken out of the race last week, and then we'll have another crack at him.
Brilliant, yeah, good luck to Whisper. I don't know, on to Ireland on Sunday. No betting on this as we record at the moment, but there's 3 key horses in the Fortria chase. Hardline, who remember went off favourite for the Arco, which was just came out of nowhere, that horse, on what was a very poor Arco, you'd have to say. Plutarch, who won the Close Brothers race, the last race of day 1 of the Cheltenham Festival, really well. Was 3rd Delta Work at Punchestown, and Duc de Geneva, who won the Arco, of course, back in March. How the strength of that Arco is up for debate here. What's your pick here?
It's quite interesting actually. You've got the 2 widest margin winners of the Cheltenham Festival in March taking each other on here.
Day 1 it was a ball, wasn't it?
Yeah, and for hard line as well, you've got to think there was talk that they'd had a pretty troubled journey over to Cheltenham, the Gordon Elliott horses, and hadn't had an easy travel, so maybe you can forgive that run. But it's obviously, this race is over 2 miles, and Plutarch's been campaigned over further. But he's got a win over Duc de Ginevra to his name, and I just suspect that Plutarch is the better horse. Of the 2, I would be backing Plutarch, especially if he goes off a bigger price.
Yeah.
I suspect Duc de Ginevra, who was beaten after Cheltenham by what is potentially this season's champion chaser in Chacun Pour Soir, the Richie Willie Mullins trained Irish horse, who looked an absolute superstar at Punchestown. So it's no shame to be beaten by him, but I think just the value may lie in Plutarch to beat Duc de Ginevra on Sunday.
Good stuff. Those are the 3 picks then. Do you want to talk about Graham McPherson, or do you want to talk about that?
Yeah.
Do you know the horses that were declared?
No, so we'll forget. We've just...
Alright, no, we'll just...
there is one. We did... Let's just talk about it. We did a... I went to visit Graham McPherson at his yard during the week, and we had a discussion about a couple of his horses, and there's a horse that they really quite like. He's running at Sandown on Sunday, and the name of it is Dublin 4. Okay. He's come over from Ireland was with Shark Hanlon, and just had 1 run from McPherson, but they think he'll improve for that at Sandown on Sunday, and so I'm not advising any winning bet on him, but
they were quite confident.
But just to say that they like the horse, and it'd be interesting to see how he gets on Sunday. Coming up at some point, probably in the next week or 2, you'll see a video from that day, which was a really great morning that we had at Graham McPherson's yard. So keep your eyes tuned.
Loads of good content coming up over the winter here on GG. We will leave you for now, and we will be back to talk about Ross's having a beef with the BHA and stuff like that. Not literally, but we'll talk about that in another video. But in terms of the weekend preview, that's your lot.